guys, welcome to my tutorial for the shoebox bag. Some of y'all are here probably from um, my last bag. It's the Vans bag that I made, that I showed. Got a good feedback on it, so I'm gonna do this tutorial to show you how to make one. This time I'm making a Jordan bag, using a Jordan box, not a Vans, but it's the same process. And here's the pattern. It's all here for you to get started. Gonna have to cut it out. I like to cut out, when I'm cutting the pattern out. I like to cut out, because the line is pretty thick when I made it, but just I like to cut it out in right in center of the line. But whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. I put a 2 by 2 inch square box for a measurement to make sure that it came out the right size. And I noticed, guys, when you print this out, my printer said actual size, and it wasn't clicked, and I printed it without clicking it, and it wasn't the right size. So make sure if yours says that, click on actual size, and it should be the right size. And also put it on portrait mode, not landscape. And this is the full bag as when we get it assembled and all ready. That's how the way it's going to be. And notice how I put some of the words upside down. That's on purpose, and you'll see why later. Right here I'm showing you what you're going to be for the plastic. You're going to be cutting around it, but that's not until later. All the pieces are here. The front panel right here I'm cutting out. You're going to cut 2 of those for the front and back. And then there's the front flap of the bag when you close it. And then I think that's the top and bottom panel of the bag. And these are the side panels right here. You're gonna cut 2 of those, 2 of the top and then 2 of the side. And I have the lining in the instructions in the pattern, but we're not going to do the lining this time because of time. But if you want, the pattern is there if you want to try and figure it out. But I'm gonna make a separate video later on about that, so it's coming. But right here you see I have the bag, the box. I'm disassembling it, and yeah, the nicer box you have, the nicer the bag's gonna look. But so just keep that in mind too. Right here, this is gonna be my front of the bag, because I'm gonna use I like the design right there of that gold Jordan sign. So this is gonna be the front of my box bag. So I'm just cutting it out, trimming it so it's easier to work with. And then right here I'm lining it up on the map, trying to get it centered. And it helps if you have a mat, guys. For me it does, because I'm not good at measuring, so this help me get it centered on there. So right here, I'm marking the stencil to where I want to put the front panel. So I just got the chalk. You can use a marker or pencil, but I like to use the fabric chalk because it's erasable, if you mess up.
But yeah, you see I got it pretty center right there. I like the placement, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out. And I recommend using a ruler if you're gonna use the cutting tool that I use. Scissors work too, but I really like the rotary cutter, and it makes the lines nice and straight with the ruler. Pretty simple. And you're gonna want to do this for the back panel too. Whatever part of the box you want to use, you can go ahead and do it, just as long as you try to get it as center as possible, you know. And this is the side panel, and then right here is rest of the pieces I cut out for the bag. That's the top panel right there. That's the bottom. And what I'm gonna do is I want to mark the edges, because it hides the raw edges of the cardboard. The last bag I did, the Vans bag, was kind of a cardboard color, so I just left it because it kind of went with it. But I recommend coloring it to hide those raw edges. And then this is what I'm gonna put as the top inner part of the bag, as acting as a liner. You don't have to do this, you can skip this part, you could just leave it just plain cardboard color. But I wanted to kind of use the that's the adhesive right there I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put a link in the description for that too also, if you want to do this. But this is the paper for the inside of the shoebox, and I just thought that would be cool to line that on the flat part and on the top panel of the bag. So what I do is I just spray a little bit on top, and then just be careful not to get it. It's pretty messy. And I just rub it in with a piece of fabric. And right here, guys, I'm using I'm rubbing down that paper to the cardboard with a piece of cardboard to get it nice and smooth. You don't have to use this to line it. You can be creative. You can use anything that you want to line it with. You can do fabric, or you can even do more cardboard, or whatever you want to do. But I just like this look with that shoebox paper. I think it looks cool. I'm pretty happy about that. All right, right here it's important that front panel is turned a specific direction, and like I said, it'll make sense in the end. But if you have a design on that front panel, you're gonna want to turn that upside down, because it's gonna matter. And that left panel, I have that a specific direction too. So now I'm cutting out the clear vinyl pieces right here. And just make sure you get as close as you can, as close as possible. You're trying not to waste the material as best you can. Give it about a half inch all the way around the bag, and then later on you'll trim as you go, trim as needed. And then what we're gonna do is we wanna sandwich all these panels of the bag in between these two sheets of clear vinyl. And then, like I said, that front panel, make sure if you have a design on it, make sure what direction it's going. If you have it upright, it's going to be upside down. So just make sure to flip that upside down. It'll all make sense at the end. But even the side panels too matters if you have a design on it. If you don't worry about it. But see that Jordan sign? There's a reason why I'm placing it that way, because that's the way I want it when it's done. It's going to be a certain way, so just be mindful of that too. All right, so placing the last piece right here for the bag for getting it ready for construction. And now we're gonna just cut around the bag, making sure it's at least like give it about a 1/2 inch of leeway right there, away from the panels. And you could trim, because what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to, if you have clips, that would help out a lot right here, because you're gonna kind of need clips, because you're gonna want to use the clips to clip the bag in place in between those two pieces of vinyl. So you could just trim as you go, and trim as needed. And then you want to clip all the way around and make sure everything's in place, so when you sew, it's not moving around. And then right here I got the magnetic snap I'm gonna be placing. So right here I'm marking it. I just press down on the spot of the magnetic snap, and I'm gonna mark it, and then just mark it with I use marker. You can use whatever you want, and then just cut it out. Just cut like a little slit. I used a razor for that. And then once you got it cut, you could just put it in there. Then it's ready to go. All right, and right here I'm ready to start sewing. You could sew at the top. You can start sewing at the top. It doesn't really matter. I like to sew at the top of the bag when I first start. So what I like to do is I like to get as close as I can with the stitch to the actual cardboard box without puncturing the box. and the best I can. You can however you want. You don't have to get that close on the outside of the bag. I like to. That's just a preference. But just to mess around with it, see what you like. And then that flap, I kind of messed up. I should have gave it a little bit more space in between the two boxes right here where I'm sewing at in the middle. I would extend the flap a little bit out, just a little bit more. That way, when you're done with the bag and when you shut the bag with, and the flap goes over the box to snap it, to lock it in place, it will have enough room to go over the box, because I kind of had to force it on this one. It wasn't really snapping right with the magnetic snap, and it was popping out sometimes. So just give it a little bit more space on that, just a FYI. And then you just keep sewing around the box. Just keep sewing. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this. Just as long as you pretty much go all the way around the whole thing until it's done, sewing every panel in place. And it's pretty self-explanatory. The bag is pretty much already in the it's already set up for you to construct it. You just got to sew it now in place. Just finishing up here, that last panel. And then this is just an idea what it's gonna look like. Just finishing it up. And the more clips, the better. The more better it keeps it in place, so you'll have it nice and even when you sew it. This vinyl too, this vinyl that I'm using now is a little bit thicker, not a lot, than the first vinyl I bought. This one makes it look a lot more less cheap, I guess you could say, but it looks really nice. I like it. And then that's what it's gonna look like. You get an idea now what the design is gonna look like. And then right here, I got the webbing, and you're gonna want to. I bought this already assembled with everything attached already. You can get them. It's just it's a luggage strap. You can buy them online for pretty cheap, already constructed. But you're gonna want to measure it out, and then you want to cut it. All right, right here, you want to make sure you're measuring on just the clasp side only, not the clasp and slide adjuster side. You're going to measure that 25.5 inches just on the clasp side. You're going to cut it. Then you're going to burn the edge, and then you're going to just squeeze it with your fingers to seal that raw edge. And it's going to prevent fraying. Then after that, you're gonna fold it 2.5 inches, or sorry, 2 inches by 2 inches square, and you're gonna do a single stitch over that to keep it in place. But make sure you're mindful of which side you're stitching the webbing to make sure that fold is not showing on the outside. You want to tuck it in, and make sure which way the clasp is facing to. All right, so right here we're gonna want to sew that together, just a single stitch on the top just to keep it in place right there by that edge you burnt. All right, so we're gonna start stitching the webbing to the bag, and that burnt edge that we did, you want to make sure that's pointed in towards the bag, not on the outside. We're gonna make a little notch right here, about a half inch from from where the edge of the top of the bag is at, and that's where you're gonna put that webbing where you burnt that. That's where you're gonna line that up on that half inch, and we're gonna start. We're gonna sew a box stitch on this right here, on that 2-inch by 2-inch square all the way around. Just make sure it's even on there on that side panel, and that's pretty much all you got to worry about. And it's a lot easier to stitch it before assembly like this, because it's on a flat surface rather than having the bag assembled and trying to do it that way, which would be almost impossible unless you do it by hand. And see, I'm just sealing this the other raw edge. This is the other webbing side, where I told you it has the clasp and the slide adjuster. So now you want to do the same thing on this side. You're gonna want to make that 2-inch by 2-inch fold, and you're gonna do the same thing over again, straight stitch over it. And like I said, when you start sewing, putting the webbing on the bag to start sewing, you may want to make sure it's about a half inch. You make a half-inch notch from that top, which is going to be the top of the bag of the side panel, a half inch down, and that's where you're going to line up that burnt edge where you burnt with a lighter to that half-inch notch, and then that's going to determine where you're going to sew it to the bag. Right there, I just did that single straight stitch just to lock it in, and then we're going to go ahead and do that stitch, the box stitch, and do that notch, half-inch notch from the top, and then just line it up, half-inch notch right there, and then we're going to just line it up to that burnt edge. Make sure it's centered where you want it, just like the other side. Make sure that the fold is pointing towards the bag, not the outside, so you hide it, you don't want to see it. Do a box stitch. All right, so that pretty much completes the sewing machine part of this tutorial, until we do the liner, which is going to be a separate video. How to do that separate, but yeah, you should be good to go. So all the rest is just hand stitched from here. See how it's assembled. It's pretty much completed. We just gotta add that other magnetic snap piece, but we'll do that later. But right now, you want to put little notches on all the edges, pretty much on the side panels. So when you fold it, you don't get that much resistance. But yeah, we're going to clamp this together. We'll bring it together and clamp it, and we'll start hand sewing. With the hand sewing, all I know is pretty much right now, because I haven't been sewing for that long. So what works for me is just the back stitch. You could do any stitch you want, but I know the back stitch works for this project. It works for me, and that's what I use on this particular project. So you see here, I'm just lining it up. Going to just put those edges together, hold them, and just clamp them. And like I said, the more clamps you put, the more lined up it's going to be, center it's going to be for when you sew. So just use as much as you can. And later on, when we start sewing the bag together, right now you're not gonna know, but after when it's sewed, you're gonna want to trim. So just do little by little. I wouldn't trim all the edging off because it's sharp right now. But some of those edges, you'll see. Just trim as you go, and then any adjustments that you need to make. If you think one side's too long on the plastic that pokes out, you could just trim it. But just leave it as much as you can. That way, you could just have a visual of it to where you want. Because there might be some parts of plastic that you might want for aesthetics. Like I've left a piece of a vinyl right there, as you can see, like extra, so I can use it as like a keychain kind of holder kind of thing. But yeah, just to let you know that. And right here, I'm starting from the top because I put the needle on the inside and poke it through one of the sides. So you poke the needle through the little a gap in between in the corner, and then you'll poke it through one of either side. Doesn't matter of the outside edge of the vinyl, and then you'll just start your back stitch from that, starting from the top. I like to start from the top down. You can start from the bottom of the bag, whatever works for you, but I like to start from the top because it seems like it lines up the top of the bag better. But you can't really go wrong from here, guys. It's just stitching by hand is a little tedious. I have a I forget what it's called, the metal piece that you put over your finger to sew, a thimble. I got one of those on this, and I have a pretty thick needle. That's all I have, but it works good for this project because the vinyl is thick and all that. And for the thread, I'm just using regular. I think I don't know what kind of thread it is. It was just cheap, but if you guys could find thicker thread, I'll recommend that. But regular thread works good too, but just thicker thread looks nicer, like on stuff like this. But you should probably be using thicker thread. I just didn't have the money right now. But yeah, just I start from the top of the bag and then work my way down. And you'll go at an L shape. It'll lead you down eventually when you reach the bottom corner of the box, and then you'll you'll curve, and then you'll sew on the bottom of the bag, and then that's pretty much it. You'll just, for that side, you don't have to sew anymore because you sewed in the beginning all the bag by the sewing machine, so that just took up that part. And then after you sew the other side, it'll be the same process on the other side. And after that, it'll just pretty much be just tidying up, just doing trimming of the plastic. And I even been thinking about possibly like sanding it. I haven't done that yet. I haven't tried it. Just right now, I just trimmed to fit. With the razor, a razor works good too, just to like shave the sharp edges. But you just shave it down, or you like I said, you could probably just buff it. I haven't done that yet, but
that might be an idea to try. Right here, I'm just finding out, trying to find the placement of the other part of the magnetic snap. So right here, I'm pressing down of that right there, and I'm just trying to make an indent to see where it will land at. And once I see the dent it made, I'll put a mark right there with the marker, and then that's where I know where I need to put the snap at. So I'm just poking, just poke a hole right there. Razor works good. Just be careful. I like to put a quarter or something metal on behind it while I'm poking through, so that way I don't cut myself or cut too much by accident. And then that should be it, guys. See how it's like snapping in like there. This one pops off. Like I said, I should have left a bigger gap at the top of that but yeah, guys, this is the finished bag, and I hope you like this tutorial. It was fun doing it, and there'll be more to come. Just like and subscribe. The more love I get, the more videos I can do, and will keep me motivated to keep doing this. So thanks, guys, and have a good one.